Frugality. This word has made quite the comeback, hasn't it? And for really good reason. Everyone, and I mean everyone, wants to save their money wherever and however they can. And you are everyone. You want to save wherever and however you can too. But you don't live on a homestead. You don't have chickens and you have no idea how to grow your own herbs. That's okay. You don't have to do those things to be frugal. Well, you've also never picked up a grocery circular and planned your meals around whatever's on sale. So what? Maybe you'll get to that point someday. But for today, right now, you just want to hear some realistic ways to begin to be frugal. And that's a very good start. So I have 5 ways that are going to get you to feel comfortable enough to finally dip your foot into that giant pool of frugality. They are all very easy ways, and none of them are going to require you to learn how to sew or to garden. And the best part, you can start all of them today. Number 1, quality versus quality. If something is more expensive, then it should naturally be made from better quality materials, right? Well, yeah, sometimes I'm sure that's true, but is it always true? Did you know that a lot of the items that we buy, whether they are coming from a brand that we consider high-end or more of a basic one, a lot of them are made in the same place by the same vendors, which means they are actually using a lot of the same materials. For example, Pier 1 shares a supplier with Target. Lululemon and Walmart source exercise clothing from the same supplier. Nordstrom and Old Navy share this one for sweaters, cardigans, dresses, and tops. Apple and Asus both source personal computers from this supplier. And Estee Lauder and CoverGirl share this company. Now, a way to get ahead of this yourself and not get duped is to search it on Google or even TikTok, whatever it is, blank dupes, and see what pops up. This has actually become very popular, so there are dupes for everything. So before you buy that $60 foundation that you've been wearing for a very long time, maybe consider that it might be the same as the $20 brand from Walmart. And you guys, I did just that. I have been using Lancome foundation for years. And I actually just purchased a new bottle of it last week. And this info that I'm giving you is even new to me. So I Googled it and saw that L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation came up as a good match for the Lancome that I use. So I tried it today. In fact, I'm wearing it right now. And these are my thoughts on the L'Oreal versus my Lancome. When I first put the L'Oreal onto my hand, I don't use a brush or a sponge or anything like that. I just use my fingers to put my foundation on. I'm a Gen Xer, that's how we do it, right? So anyway, I put it on my fingers and I immediately noticed that it was a little bit more watery than the Lancome. I put it on my face and it seemed to go further, I guess, probably because it was more watery. And then that took me a little longer to actually blend it into my face. But in the end, the coverage is exactly the same. And I feel like that's the important part, right? I was actually pretty happy with the cheaper version. Now, my lighting in my bathroom is not that great. So I just kind of looked at myself in the mirror and thought, I mean, for the price, I'll probably just stick with this. But then when I came out into my living room, I have a mirror that sits right here and it is all natural light in here. And that is where I really noticed, oh my gosh, I think this actually looks better than the Lancome. So I will definitely be using the $20 L'Oreal, and the Lancome is going back to Macy's. So when you are shopping, having this knowledge that some companies share vendors, that is going to be extremely helpful. Like for me, now I know that this foundation is just as good as this one, and now I'm not paying triple the price for no reason. Not anymore anyway. Saved money, frugal. Number 2, We all know about them, but have we really given any of the reusable products a real shot? Like, really tried one? I think a lot of us have not. So, my tip number 2 is to finally give reusable products a chance. Oh, come on, all the cool kids are doing it. And listen, I know how it is. We do things a certain way with our chosen things. That's what works for us, and that's what we like. I hear you. I have been keeping house since 1992, and when these reusable products started popping up everywhere, honestly, they did not interest me at all. Now I got to figure out which one is good, learn how to use it, store it, clean it. I don't know, whatever. I don't want to. I simply did not want to, and that was the end of it. But hear me out, because this is what I've been doing. I have been trying one thing at a time. You do not have to be the save the environment queen all in one day. But I did notice that we were using a shit ton of paper towels. And no, I'm not rolling in the dough over here because I'm using the reusable paper towels a lot more. But I definitely noticed that I'm not buying the regular ones quite as often. And that's a win, right? I actually had them sitting for quite a while before I finally was like, just try them. And I am so glad that I did. They are easy to use, store, and clean. One thing that I have noticed is that the instructions say to wash them in this little bag, but they didn't come out very clean when I did it that way. So I just dump them out in the washer like I would anything else. I lay them out to dry. Don't put them in the dryer. They have been through, I think, at least 10 washes by now, if not more, and they are still going strong. They are worth it, you guys, for sure. Now, of course, the ones that I have are not in stock on Amazon currently. So if you have a brand that you like, please share it in the comments for us. And by us, I mean me. And what other reusable products have I been using? So I bought one of the reusable coffee filters, so I no longer need to buy these. I use cloth napkins, so no more of these. Reusable batteries, those are pretty nice to have. Now let's talk about beeswax instead of aluminum foil or plastic wrap. I have yet to try the beeswax. I still use foil and plastic wrap, but I do reuse the foil. I have been taking pieces that don't really have anything on them. I clean them if I have to a little bit, and I will put them in the drawer and we reuse them. So I feel like that's a good start, but I may try the beeswax. I just haven't gotten there quite yet. But if you do use the beeswax, again, let me know in the comments which one or which kind, I guess, you're using, so I can maybe try the one that you like. I also have recently purchased a filtered water pitcher, so no more of these. And I also use these washable mop things. I don't know what the actual word is. They just cover the steam mop, so that way I'm not using Swiffer type disposable pads. I'm just rewashing and reusing whatever these things are called. Keeping a reusable shopping bag in the car. So now I don't have quite as many of these. And I do my best here. I don't always remember to take the shopping bag. I hang it on the front door after I empty it, so I remember to get it back into my car, but getting it from the car to the grocery store every single time, that's something that I'm still working on. Plastic bags. Now these, I wash and reuse them. I only use them for Uhtred's food, storing his food in the freezer and the refrigerator. I have had the reusable ones before, but I have yet to find ones that I feel like seal really well, and they don't get that weird film on the inside. So one more time, if you have some really good reusable sealed bags, put those in the comments for everyone as well. So see, I am not the save the environment queen either, but every single thing that I add and start doing, I feel better about it, and I know that I'm saving money in the end. Frugal. So what are you using a shit ton of? Can you replace with one of the reusables? Maybe just give one a try and see what you think. I'm going to link an article in the description with 100 reusable products. Just look it over, maybe pick one, start to use it, and see how you like it. Okay, number 3, refill stuff. Not only can we reuse items, but we can also refill at a lower cost too. You can buy the bulk sized and refill the things that you use often. I have been refilling my Bath and Body Works pump for years. I pay $20 for this 64-ounce bottle of this coconut scented foaming hand wash, and I absolutely love it. So these from Bath and Body Works, they are almost 9 ounces, which means I can refill them 7 times using one jug. If I were to buy 7 of these pumps from Bath and Body Works, they cost around $8 a piece. I would be spending $56. So just this one refill item saves me $36. I also refill my olive oil dispenser. I get 4 refills, which saves me around $10 total. I refill my black pepper grinder. 4.5 refills is saving me approximately $20. My dish liquid, 6 refills is saving me around $6. Those are just the ones I could think of off the top of my head. And again, being frugal. And tip number 4 is to cut back. And this is going to be on things that you use, but you can't necessarily reuse or refill them. So what I want you to do is start to think about things, as many consumables as you can think of, and just start to cut your usage of each one of those things in half. Use half of the laundry detergent, half of the hand soap pumps, half the squeeze of toothpaste, squirt of shampoo, plop of conditioner, the face moisturizer, the face wash, hair products, perfume, house cleaning products. Anything that you use, start to use half of what you would normally use of it. I used to dump so much laundry detergent into my washer, I didn't even measure it. I did this. Then I ended up hearing somewhere that we actually only need a shot glass full of laundry detergent for each load. I don't remember where I heard that, but it always stuck with me. And I started to apply that idea to everything. You most likely won't even notice, and guess what? You just cut how often you will be buying these products in half. Frugal. I recently found out that people in the Netherlands use their tea bags more than once. Like if you went to visit a friend for tea, you both are going to be using the same tea bag. And this is a new thing that I just started doing. I store the bag in this little measuring cup and I put it in the fridge. Seems small, but again, now I'm buying tea half as often. And over time, if you're doing that with 20 different products, that savings is going to add up. You can also apply the half rule to gift giving. We used to send or give each of our kids $300 for their birthday. We eventually cut that back to $100 each, and now we are at $50 each. So we went from $1,200 a year to $200 a year. We are saving $1,000 just on that one decision. Another thing that I have recently started doing is using half of the meat for dinner that I would normally be using. This has been a huge savings, and again, we don't even notice the difference. I just recently had a pack of chicken, and of course, I used to use both pieces for one meal, but this time I used one piece and I made some grilled chicken salad for dinner, and then we used the other piece, chopped it up into smaller pieces, and used that for chicken salad for lunch. If you have teenagers who are basically always hungry, you can use rice, potatoes, and pasta to kind of fill that void. You can add a soup or salad to each meal, even bread, because those are all still cheaper options that will allow you to save on the expensive meat and continue to have it stretch a little further for you. Frugal. And our last tip, number 5, is to organize. Organize your stuff, like all of your stuff. And probably the most important place to be as organized as you possibly can, the place that I would start first, is in the kitchen. Think about that grocery budget each month. That is a big bill that you don't want to be bigger just because you weren't as organized as you could have been. I call this working for myself. When it's something that I really dislike, something I hate doing, I will tell myself that I'm essentially working And I actually do get paid for this, right? Think about it. I go through my pantry and my fridge right before I'm ready to meal plan. Then when I'm writing my grocery list, I know what I have and I know that it's still good. So I'm not going to be buying more of the same items, which is obviously saving money, instant pay raise. And this doesn't take long at all. It's literally just a few minutes of scooting things around and taking a look. I keep track of the food that's in the refrigerator, and I will freeze whatever I'm not going to be using in the next couple days or so. No food is going to be wasted by going bad. Another pay raise. I also like to keep leftovers near the front of the refrigerator so they don't get forgotten. Some people even have a section in the refrigerator that's dedicated to those things that need to get eaten soon so they don't go bad. And all of those little jobs, they're going to add up. So you are being frugal, and now you are working for yourself too. Sometimes when you see people that you consider really frugal, it can be super intimidating, right? You think to yourself, I am never going to be that good at saving my money. Well, you got to remember, they didn't wake up that way either. They may have been taught at a very young age. Maybe they have no choice. Maybe they see it as a challenge. Who knows? But honestly, who cares? If you have decided that you want to start to save your money and stop wasting it, that's what you should be caring about. And just keep doing your best. It's all going to make a difference for you. And once you get one thing to be a habit, then just add on another one. That's what I've been doing, just one thing at a time. And I am actually very proud for the changes that I have been making, and you will be too. So we have remembering there are cheaper versions of things and looking for those. Number 2, picking a product that we use a lot of and trying a reusable version once and for all. Number 3, refilling consumables that we use a lot of. Number 4, cutting as many things as we can by half. And number 5, staying organized, especially in the kitchen. If you found value in this video, go ahead and hit the like button so that the algorithm knows it's worth spreading the info around. Consider subscribing if you like beginner videos on budgeting, saving money, and getting good at this frugal living thing. Thanks for watching, and YouTube is convinced that you are going to want to watch this video next. So go ahead and check that out, and I will see you next time.